All right, stop. Stop wasting your money on unnecessary supplementation. Today we're going to talk about what works, what doesn't work, and what type of considerations you need to make when thinking about buying a supplement. We're going to talk about it. It's just a little bit harder.
How did you make the financial being
Hey there guys, Smanga Makanjapa here, personal trainer and online coach. Please make sure you stick to the end of the video. I'm going to be dropping a bonus point at the end of the video as always because I'm such a nice guy. And please like the video if you find it helpful. Please like all of my videos ever. I'm kidding. Today we're going to talk about supplement science, what works, what doesn't work, and I kind of want to emphasize the science part, not necessarily because I'm going to talk super nerdy and get into the science of things today, but mostly because I normally don't, but today I'm going to share a few studies with you. I might not go into the studies on detail on camera right now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to link them in the description below. So yeah, let's get into it. Right, first things first, we need to understand what is a supplement. A supplement, if you look up the word on the dictionary, to supplement something is to help or to assist. And so a supplement is supposed to do that. It's supposed to help and assist you wherever there are gaps in your diet and in terms of your nutrients, multivitamins and all these kind of things. They're supposed to supplement and help and fill in a gap where there is a gap in terms of your nutrients. So that's the main thing a supplement is supposed to do. Yes, you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do in terms of getting it from whole foods and all this other stuff. But once you've tried that and you cannot do it anymore, that's when you use a supplement. So that just goes to show that whole food and all the other stuff and make sure your habits are in the right place is number one. And then supplements are like 10% of it all. So don't make supplements your go-to thing. Always start with the basics. Make sure that the basics and the fundamentals are in place, and then supplements will come in at the very end. So the other thing I want to talk about here before we get into the points themselves is the importance of scientific evidence. So scientific evidence is super important, guys, because it's objective. It's a numbers game. It's a what's the word?
A few minutes later.
It's a probability game. So when we do all these things, we're trying to improve our probability of getting the result that we want to get, you know? So it's important that you have that in mind, because a lot of supplement companies will say this supplement does this or this one does this, where the numbers are not showing that, you know? But they continue to sell all these things. They continue to make great adverts with people with great bodies, and sell all of us a dream on some level. But these things are not working. So it's important to look at scientific evidence, which is why I'm going to link some scientific research in today's video, which I don't normally do, but because this subject is so important to have objectivity to it and not tie yourself to a brand or not whatever, that's why it's so important. So that you just know objectively that Smanga is not repping anything. Smanga is telling me what works and what doesn't work. Okay. Lastly, I want to also mention in terms of the limits to anecdotes. So make sure that you keep anecdotal experiences. You can give them their place, but also know they're not being objective because they're talking from their own experience. You know, we all have that person, or we know that person who takes a certain supplement or eats a certain way, and maybe they don't gain weight, or they're an outlier in that way. So you can't necessarily base everything on the outliers, because the chances are most of us are not outliers, and we need to kind of stay in that bell curve because most of us are in there, and most of us are the rule, not the exception. And it kind of sounds weird and not nice to say, but it's true. Okay, number one, effective supplements. So in this category, I'm just going to name some of the effective supplements that have some of the most research behind them. And like I said, I'm going to link the research in the description below. So number one, we have multivitamins. Multivitamins basically are to that we get from whole foods, and some of them we might not be able to get from all the foods in our diet, because there's such an array of foods where we might not have a certain food in our diet, maybe because of our location, maybe because of the pricing. It just varies so much, but there's so many nutrients and things that we need from different various food sources that we might not be able to get it just from whole foods. That's where something like a multivitamin comes in and helps plug in, again, some of those gaps that we might have in our diets. The second one we have under this topic here is omega-3 fatty acids, which are super great for cognitive function and just overall health. Next, we have creatine monohydrate. Creatine monohydrate is super great for improving body recomposition, strength, even cognitive function. A lot of studies are coming out and showing that it helps in a cognitive manner, but that one is super great for output and strength, muscle, endurance. It's just a really good health supplement to have. The last one under this one is also like friends and close cousins to creatine, and that one is whey protein. Whey protein is super bioavailable, meaning it has a really good digestion rate. It is super great for body recomposition. It's super great for your health in general, because most of us don't get enough protein in our diets. So those are the couple ones I would normally recommend to someone. Outside of that one, maybe a caffeine, some sort of caffeine supplement where they might need to, maybe they're an endurance person, or maybe they really take their cognitive function seriously at the highest level. Something like that might be a little bit more beneficial for them. But those are some of the supplements that have some of the most research behind them. And like I said, I'm going to link some of the description, some of that research below. I'm going to link it in the description. So those are the best ones. Those are the best supplements out there. Quick pause right here in the video. If you find it super helpful, please leave me that thingy, that one there, and then leave me a comment as well on some of the supplements you might have tried in the past, how you feel about them, how they worked or they didn't work, and who bamboozled you into thinking they would work. And then make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video, because as always, because I'm such a nice guy, I'm going to drop a bonus point at the end. Questionable supplements. This is topic number 2 now. And this one is going to ruffle some feathers, but it is what it is. And this is not me talking. This is more me relaying a message from you guys from the scientific evidence. So some of the questionable supplements that are included in my list here are weight loss supplements. Supplements like a supplement that'll claim to make you lose weight super fast. A fat burner, for instance, fat burners. And I know because I used to work for a company. I'm not gonna name the company, but like I've worked for supplement companies before. And if you know anything about the weight loss process and what scientific evidence has showed about weight loss, the calorie deficit's the most important thing. Like that other stuff of, okay, it has caffeine, it's gonna do this, and those are very minor changes, and some of them are minor to the point where it happens a little bit at a certain point of your day and then it goes away again, or it might just make you worse in terms of your health. But the things, like I said, the ones that we talked about earlier are the most researched ones. If you want to lose weight or whatever, a calorie deficit is just going to be best. That's just going to work the best. And if you've been in a deficit already for a long time, that's another story for another day. That's when you might need to reverse diet, etc., etc. But my point is just that weight loss supplements like fat burners aren't typically something that I would recommend to my clients because of the efficacy. They just don't work that great. Another one in this, because this one is also going to be a little bit touchy, but this one is a testosterone booster. So guys, yes, we know that our testosterone at a certain level, around the age of 35, starts to decline rapidly, but testosterone boosters for the most part they're not what they're selling. Like a lot of the supplements, they're not going to make you some sort of stallion and you're just going to have this amazing performance and all of a sudden you're just going to be a 20-year-old again. That's not the case. There's plenty of other things that have been backed through science, and you can even look up Andrew Huberman. He talks about this in a great deal. Other ways of increasing your testosterone naturally and ways that work. You know, that whole using testosterone boosters isn't that great. Again, hasn't been shown in scientific evidence to be that, you know, worth the money that you're spending. Okay. And then lastly, under this category of supplements that are questionable is energy boosting supplements. You just have to be very careful with these. Some of them work, some of them, but a lot of them, again, they make ridiculous claims. They might have a lot of stimulants in them, which might get you hyped and then you'll crash, or you might feel super itchy. And the irony is some of them, they'll have so many stimulants that you're jittery and then you can't focus anymore. So now you're not even productive and you're not using that energy to do what you wanted to do in the first place. So just be really careful, guys, when it comes to all this stuff. Make sure that you read up on it, ask someone that you trust on it, and even if that's someone that you trust, ask them and then compare it to another person who might be a little bit more, I don't want to say a professional in the space, but someone who might have a PhD in the space. And if you don't know anyone personally who has a PhD, look them up on YouTube. Look them up. Look up Jeff Nippard. Look up BioLane. Look up Dr. Mike Israetel. Those are some people that are really good in terms of explaining what works, what doesn't work. What's his name? Brad Schoenfeld. These are people who know what they are talking about. Look them up. They will give you the most unbiased opinions that you can get out there. Okay, subject number 3. This is going to be a quick one, but it's just to urge you guys to look out for safety and quality. So with the safety and quality subject, I'm just more so talking about having supplements or using supplements where the brand is reputable. It's a respectable brand. It's a brand that people know, respect, but also the brand is checked by another party to make sure that whatever you said is in the actual supplement is in there. Because I used to work at a certain health shop, and I'm not gonna name the health shop for obvious reasons, but there was a supplement that was banned from that health shop because some of the things that they said were in that supplement, when they got checked, those things weren't actually in there. So again, you'll go to the supplement store, you'll just see these things and assume that they're telling the truth, which is not always the case, unfortunately. Subject number 4 is individual needs and consultation. So supplements are one of those things, again, because they're supposed to supplement and fill in a gap. What my gap isn't going to be what your gap is. So that's where the whole individualization comes in. Supplements can vary in terms of your age. What you need at a certain age might not be what you need. What I need in my 20s might not be what I need in my 30s. What I need in my 30s definitely probably isn't what I'm going to need in my 60s, you know, and it can change from male to female, and it can change from training age 1, like you've been training for a year versus you've been training for 10 years and maybe your joints are whatever. So it's important to kind of assess, okay, I'm here, this is what I need, my lifestyle is like this, and then consult a professional, professional dietitian, a professional in terms of a GP, whatever it might be on that supplement that you're planning to take, because those individual things, they matter. You know, yes, we're all in that bell curve, or most of us are in that bell curve where we're the rule, not the exception, but you are still an individual at the end of the day. Take that into account and then make a decision off of that. Right, that is the video. I hope it was helpful. And please make sure you like it if it was helpful. Make sure you share it with someone that you know could use it. And then please leave me a comment on supplements that you might have used in the past, things that you found useful, things where you're like, that supplement brand is they lied to me and took my money. And then you can all just curse them in the comments, because chances are we've all used similar supplements and all been kind of disappointed, or maybe not disappointed, and we really like them. So please leave those comments in there for me, guys. Again, lastly, I'm going to mention that we've been working on a starter pack program. I'm really excited about it. It's going to come out really soon. It's basically made for the beginner person who is, again, doesn't have some of the knowledge that I've shared in this video, would like to know it and know that they're moving in the right direction, because it's low-key nothing worse than being in the gym and starting somewhere, not even in the gym, starting somewhere and just not knowing where you're going. So that's what the starter pack program is all about. It's supposed to help you know where you're going so that you increase your odds of success. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.